Good morning. Can you hear the bullfrogs? They've been going at it since the crack of dawn. It has been very stormy here lately. We even almost lost power and internet all weekend. Thankfully, they fixed it. Also, last week, the air conditioner unit back at my mother's house blew, and that was frustrating. It's been kind of a hectic last 5 or 6 days. But I love the rain. I love rainstorms, and I love the late spring, early summer, foggy cloud temperature stuff here. It's beautiful. It reminds me of, I don't know, the idyllic like Scotland, northern England, that kind of foggy homeland type of feel. I like it, and I don't know. I haven't been doing great lately, like mentally. I'm not at the end of my rope or suicidal or anything, but I'm getting older. I'm in my mid-40s. And as most of you know who follow me, I don't have a very big, booming private life. I have a mother, a few cousins I talk to. I've got my mother's husband is pretty cool. And then my husband, my best friend basically that I live with. Him and his father are cool. And that's really about it, other than a few friends. Car coming. Okay, there it goes. Anyway, so I don't have a big booming private life. I have tried to branch out and make friends and try to have something going on, but it just doesn't happen for me. I think part of it is I'm not super Jesus-y or Christian-y, and that's like a big part of what goes on around here. And another thing is, a lot of people around here, specifically here where I live, they don't really like to do anything with people who aren't their family. So that's both good and bad. It's bad because there's not really like a strong sense of community here, other than people might know each other from work and church. The people around here, we know each other. We know what our faces are. We know families. We know people's dogs and pets and horses and stuff. But we don't really do anything or build anything together. And when I float those ideas with people, like over down on the street where I live, where my mother lives technically, and then over where my husband and his father lives, and the people around there, nobody's really interested in doing anything that isn't just selfish. And now, I know that some degree of that is useful, but like I know people should put their own family and their own kin first. I get that. But I want to invest in things around me and try to get other people excited about investing in things. But I don't know. It kind of exacerbates my loneliness and my hopelessness. Because being a hopeful dissident, there's like the shadow to that light is always hopelessness and futility. And I struggle with that in my personal life a lot. Because I started down this journey around 10 years ago, like a lot of people around Gamergate. And my life isn't better for it. Like taking the old red pill, as old as that meme is. Like, my life isn't really better for it. I am a saner person now that I have rejected so much of the establishment lies, and I comport myself better now. I am a more, I guess you could say, well-rounded and understanding person now that I sort of grasp with why and the what of all of the lies that we've been fed for our whole lives. But before all of this, right, like up until like 2014, 2015, I had the ability to not care about what's going on in the world, or news, or narratives, or political narratives, or religious narratives, or anti-racial narratives, and all this stuff. I didn't think about it. My mind was free to think about fiction, or creating my own art. I used to write my own stories. I used to create so much. And that's all gone. Replaced in here with news and doom and narratives and thinking about what I'm going to stream about, thinking about, okay, well, what am I going to cover for Empire of Lies? What am I going to cover? Do I need to think about this? And my mind is just never lets go this narrative warfare stuff. I see it in everything. I hear it in everything. And my life is a much sadder, darker, more banal experience now. I don't create, really. Not like I used to. I don't make beautiful fantasy and science fiction stories. I don't weave beautiful artwork pieces and write interesting games to play like I used to. And I realized that for basically the last 5 or 6 years since I've been doing content creation and really engaging in this narrative warfare stuff, it's all consuming to me. And there's really nothing else to me now. And I can still play games with my husband and our few friends that we have. And I enjoy that activity, I guess. And sometimes we like to watch bad movies like Mystery Science Theater 3000 or Riff Tracks, which is what those guys did after the sci-fi era of that. So it's not that my life is devoid of joy. I get a little bit of that. But my mind can't let go of all this stuff. Especially with adapting the Go Free method into my life, I can't help but see and think of that structure all the time, 24/7. And it robs me of the ability to really think about anything else. Because in everything I try to watch, every book that I try to read that's like fiction or entertainment or something, all I can see are narratives and counter-narratives, and I can't stop thinking about the why and the what and what this is shaping and whose propaganda is this. And it just kind of ruins my ability to be normal. It ruins my ability to just enjoy anything. Anything. Whether it's a movie or a song or a comic or a novel or a role-playing book or a video game, I can't really enjoy anything anymore. And also, I can't even create my own stuff anymore. I'm in a very ugly place personally because my husband desperately misses who I used to be. And I miss that person too. But there's no going back, is there? I don't know how to not be this. I don't know if you would call it a divine calling or not, but by 2017, 2018, once we saw how powerful and rejecting the regime really is to just piss all over the democratic process, and they made it blatantly obvious that our suspicions were true with how they treated Trump and all the shit that went on in the early Trump years and all that, it sort of changed me. Because when I saw all of that between 2014 and 2017, as I observed all of that shit happening, it really put me into a state of kind of fight or flight syndrome on a large scale. Where if I don't use my time, voice, and energy to try to fight this horrible, evil machine that wants to destroy truth and reason and to eradicate white people racially and ethnically, then how can I live with myself? It would be like if you were a scientist in a movie and you discovered this one wild thing that was causing this ticking time bomb of chain reactions on some weird cosmic level. And most people didn't entertain that was a valid idea, but you knew that it was true and it threatened literally everything. It was an existential threat. My life is kind of like that kind of movie. I'm consumed by this thing, by this ugly anti-us animus that is being pushed in everything. And there's no easy way to blame it, like saying it's the Jews or the Muslims or the Christians or the atheists or whatever. It's some of all of the above. This is a fucked up situation that we live in, where you've got ethnic power blocks, you've got financial power blocks, There's a lot of things that they share, some things they don't share. You've got ethnic groups, religious beliefs, and like the stuff we cover on Empire of Lies, you've got these ideals that come from like older societies and secret societies and like Jewish Kabbalah and this weird shit that is sort of, and Gnosticism, that's sort of been baked into the last couple hundred years of the thinking process and beliefs of the people who lead us, who rule over us. I don't really know how to fix that. I know it's a horrible problem, but I don't know how to fix it. And so that consumes me too. And I feel like that my life is much worse for this, because I'm just a nobody that lives in the middle of nowhere. So what the fuck am I doing? I don't have personal enjoyment at all really anymore, because I can never put this down. Like, I can't put work down, so to speak. And I know that people have lost lives and marriages and become miserable alcoholics because they were workaholics. And all they could do and think about was work. And for like the last 7 years, 8 years, that's kind of become me. Like, this is all I can think about. It's all I see in everything. Car coming. It was a truck, and there it goes. So, I don't know. Like, there are things that I love. I enjoy the rain, the weather. I enjoy living here. I enjoy seeing people that look like me and talk like me have life here. That's great. But I worry that all of this is going to end if I can't get the people here to organize and to build a strong front of a community. And I think I'm about to give up trying, honestly. If it's going to happen, it's going to happen. I obviously can't make it happen, so I'm just giving up. And so, I wonder what else I should give up. Am I old now? Should I just quit what I'm doing and just fade away? Maybe that would help me not think about all this stuff. Maybe if I was to quit this line of work, maybe I could have some measure of mental time to go back to creating and doing the things that I used to love and be passionate about. But that stuff's basically been dead in me for 10 years now. Well, not 10, maybe like between 7.5. That was a loud rooster. Between like 7.5 and 8.5 years ago, really. So, maybe the last 8 years then. I haven't really been able to create anything that I'm passionate about. I can't really even read anything I'm passionate about anymore. I'm just constantly consumed with this need to fight and like push propaganda for our side and to find out what lies the regime is telling today and to try to get ahead of the lies. And it's miserable. I find my existence and mindset that I am in every day miserable. And I don't like this. I like being able to inspire others. I like doing what I do for a living. But it makes me miserable and I can't put it down. So I don't know how to have middle ground. I don't know what I'm going to do to be sane, to be healthy and to feel fulfilled. Truck coming. That was a big loud one and had a trailer behind it. So I don't know. Like, I don't want to stop doing what I'm doing. I love doing Discordant Dragons. I love doing Empire of Lies. I like knowing that I'm at least a teeny tiny part of doing what I think will give our people a better future. And I know, I don't kid myself. I know that I'm a minuscule content creator. I don't have hardly any influence. I know that. But I help several people. I get comments by people saying that I've really helped them, or that things I've told them have really improved their relationship with their kids or their wife or whatever. And that's wonderful. That's great. Also, I like talking for a living. I like engaging with people about ideas for a living. Like, I'm the kind of personality in mind that would enjoy, in a previous era when it wasn't miserable, being like a professor of philosophy or working in some kind of open forum or open science forum to debate ideas and try to find the greatest ideas, new theorems. Like, that's the kind of thing that really calls to me spiritually, because I can't fight a war. There's no more wars to fight. I have a spirit in me that wants me to overcome problems and fight for what is right. And a big part of that, uh-oh, there's another vehicle coming. Give me a second. Okay, there it goes. And a big part of that is wanting to challenge things and help others overcome that thing. So, in a lot of ways, I view talking about ideas, science, philosophy, history, ideologies that can conflict. I like debating and arguing that stuff because it's like fighting, it's like sparring. And I like that. I like that kind of conflict competition. That's always been in me. I like that. So, you know, I like doing this kind of job. It's just, it consumes me, and I see the problems in everything. And my mind, I can't ever stop this. Like this, what I am to you. I'm, like, at this point, people who follow me and listen to my stuff know me better than my family and my husband. That shouldn't be the case, but it is. Because my mother and my husband, the two main people in my life, they just don't want to hear about this kind of stuff. They don't want to hear about it. They don't want to be bothered by it. They just want to let the world have its problems and just ignore it. And I envy them. I wish I was that way, but I'm not. And so, I don't know. I just suffer. I feel frustrated and lonely, and like, I used to have so much creative energy for writing stories and making maps and creating cool, interesting characters, and I used to be somebody that I liked. I used to be somebody that I used to create. I used to have joy. I used to be. And now I'm not. Now I just fight every day. And I see the war in everything, and I can't stop thinking about it. And I can't do anything else. I'm stuck. This is what I am. This is what I do. I don't know how to do anything. I don't know how to stop. I wish I could find a healthy balance, but I don't think I'm that kind of person. I've discovered this thing, and I have to fight it, and it consumes me. Maybe that's why I like the old LARPer-in-chief himself, George Lincoln Rockwell. Maybe that's why I like him, because he discovered something that rocked him to his core, and then he went ham on it the rest of his rotten life. Maybe I see a lot of myself in him. I don't know. But anyway, I guess we'll wrap up here. I really love this shot over here of that nice log cabin house and the farmland and the pond. It's just beautiful over there. Anyway, Empire of Lies this Thursday night at 6 p.m. And a week from today, next week on Tuesday, I'll be celebrating with Christopher Everard. He's going to come back to my channel because he's had quite a bit of success in Belgium and France. And he's had a successful Kickstarter again to up his novels and his fantasy world, which is awesome. So I'm going to be talking with him about that and celebrating with him next week. So you can look forward to that. Love yourself and love your people and do everything you can because we need that. I love you. God bless. Have a great week.